Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to today's video. So it's good to see that momentum is back in the market. ABIO made a great move yesterday. It made a really good move today. Really hard to trade today, but it just provided that momentum back in the market. Then we had EARS, we had TAT, we had DFFN, we had TAIT, NSPR. We had loads of stocks that were moving. So disappointed that I only traded one time today. But I'm going to talk about the trade I took. I missed out on another trade which I saw in real time on NSPR. There's such a clean short. Stay around to listen to this short because you'll learn a lot from it. It's so clean, it's so easy to understand, and it will really help you out. And then I missed out on a short on EARS as well, which I even allocated shorts for. So I'm going to talk about it in today's video, but just great to see momentum back in the market. And once again, as you see here, up $10.99, and so we gained 11 cents, one winner. And them 11 cents add up. I know it's only $11 right now because I'm trading 100 shares, but it's very, very easy, especially long in, just to get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 shares and sell them quickly, especially into a pop. Even 5,000, people take even 10,000 shares. So if I had, for instance, 2,000 shares, that's a $220 day. So within about 15 seconds. So 11 cent winners add up over time. So let's get into the trades today. So just quickly, it all come from ABIO. ABIO made this crazy move yesterday, which I won't show you, but you just see today how it once again it went. Well, I will show you because it's just crazy. This stock is so hard to predict and trade. You see, yesterday it made this big move up. It then sold off. That's where we got the big win yesterday. And then it just bounced, went all the way up, and you see just this range. You think it's done, and it bounces back. It's just really difficult. So we're definitely looking to trade this one pre-market, but when I went to look to get shares, it was 25 cents a share. So 100 shares, I'm already down $25. And given the price where it was at, it was around about the $12 at the time. I just really wasn't interested. So was just going to watch this, but you just see how it played out. Made these great moves up, down. Now it's bouncing back. But one thing I was interested in, I saw it pre-market. I can't say I was going to trade it, but I really had the urge to trade it. And you're not going to get a clearer example of a bull flag than this. So you see here, bull flag. We've got this 1, 2, 3 big green candles, consolidation, a bit of a pullback, and it's going back to the EMAs. But you see how we get this 1, 2. We don't really want more than 3 sort of red candles, but you see how it pulled back. First candle to make a new high, and I think it was right at the $15 area, which makes it even easier, and then bang. So once again, you get the big move up, you get the little pullback, and then you get the first candle to make the new high there at $15. You get in, and that's just the clearest. There's a mini bull flag there, but that was the clearest bull flag you're gonna see. So I really had the urge to trade it, and that was in at $14.50, and it went up to a high of like $18.60. So that's a $4 move. But once again, it's pre-market. I don't trade pre-market. If this was in real time, it was in real time. If it was during the actual market hours, I'm pretty certain I would have traded it for about 50 shares because that is just so clean, especially with coming back to the EMAs. It's just perfect. So yeah, wasn't going to trade this, but once again, one thing I will show you with ABIO, always go into the daily chart. You can get so much information from previous history. It's how you realise where stocks can potentially go to, what they're doing. And I'll just show you here. You just use these candles. So once again, you see how this 1836 marked out the close of this candle here, and it didn't play it perfectly, but sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But you can see it's a magnet area of resistance. So it come all the way up to that 1840 area, and it come a bit of resistance there, resistance. It breaks through, but it sells straight below it. And what happens here? It comes up to that area, can't get to it, and then this is perfect. When it rebounced on this area, this is where I'll be looking to get. If I was going to short it, this I would have just let this go because it was really hard to trade. If I was going to go for it, this would have been the area when it halted, come out, made the push up. When it opened there, had a little push up again to the 1860. But we got the double top. It just shows you that these areas come into play. But that's the important thing that I'm going to show you on NSPR. So let's talk about my trade today. I'll just show you my open positions. sorry, my closed position. So they're the trade I took on NSPR. In at 623, out at 634, 11% gain. So we was never going to trade ABIO just because of the price, how the action it was moving. It was very, very difficult. So this was gapping up around the 650 area at the time. So a really nice price range, lower float stock, and yeah, just one we could pretty much trade. So I was looking for two things here. As the market was opening, before the market opened, I was looking for that 650 area. Why? Because it's a $0.50. I definitely thought if we break 650 at the open, which easily could do, we're going to get probably at least a move up to that 675, which is the high of the, which is basically the high of day, or maybe even a move up to $7. So that was my first, my first sort of plan for it. But I always have a second plan for either way, and my second was a washout long to this 620 area. So you see how it touched it there, the body of this candle touched it there, basically around this EMA, and you see how, let me get another line just so you see a bit clearer. But you see how pretty much the 620 here is becoming support. So touch, the body, and then even here, body and touch. So you see how this 620 becomes a resistant area. So a support area, sorry. So for whatever reason, when the market opened, I think it's because it was only around 640. It wasn't as high as I thought. It then washed down to 620, so it's not as big as a wash, but I definitely should have still got in and bought from there, and we got a good push up to 667. It then makes a bigger move up to 687, and then here it makes the big move, the big washout from 687 all the way down. And where do I get in? At the 620. I get in, that's obviously for the 620 area. So I get in at 623. We get a little pop back up, and I sell at 634. It did go back up to 42, but that was pretty much it. So missed the first one, which I saw in real time. Lucky to get a second opportunity. Got the second opportunity, and that was the only trade for today. But NSPR, let me show you this short because it's so clean, so easy. This is hindsight. Have to admit, I had an idea for it in real time, but with hindsight, I see it so much clearer, which we always do, but it's identified in real time, and it was easy. I just wasn't paying enough attention. That was simply it. It wasn't like I had to learn something new or I missed out any information. No, it was just me not paying enough attention. So as always, going to the daily chart, we've got a nice gap here, and what do? I just mark out the areas these. I'll delete that one. I mark out the areas that these closed at. So this closed here at 570. There's a gap again there, just a little gap. It doesn't count really because of that, but I just mark out that area 639, and then I mark out the close of this candle 714, and you just see once again how perfectly these areas come into play. I mean, you can't get much clearer than that, and I will explain. So you see how it gapped up here, consolidated around, had support at the 570 area. Where does it go to? Pretty much at 639. You see how it breaks through, becomes support on this candle here. You see the bottom wick becomes that support, but then it fails through. Where does it come? That area is becoming resistance, breaks through, but then it breaks back down, comes out resistance again, and you just see how it kept coming resistance. When it breaks through, what happens? It goes up to the 714 area. Once again, it breaks through, becomes a bit of support, but then it fails, and then this is where you'd get in. When it failed the first time, we wait for the retest, and where does it go to? 714 again. Perfect area to get short right here. And what do? You ride that down to the first support area, which is 640, down to the 570, and you see how when it comes this first area, what becomes resistance? 640, and where does it ride down to? 570. So history does repeat itself. Very, very important to go into the daily charts and to see. It will just give you an idea of how stocks move, where potentially they can go to, either you're long in or short in. And if you get short here, let's say you can't get the 714 because it happened very quick, but you get in around the 690 area and you risk off 714, you're risking 25 cents. But if you're in at 690 and it drops down to 640, you've gained 50 cents. That's a 2-to-1 profit loss ratio, and that's on your first area. If it goes down to the second, which it did, it's 570. You're pretty much getting a 4-to-1, over a 4-to-1 return on your money, almost 5-to-1 basically. So really, really clean. Sadly, I saw it better in hindsight, which we always do. But this is the setup I'm looking for in real time, and I am seeing it a lot clearer, and I hope that makes sense. I think that's a really clean example. I hope I've explained it well enough. Basically use the history of the charts, find these gap areas, and they do become magnet areas. So yeah, they were, and that was it. So they were the three ones, the three ones I should have traded all on NSPR, and the one I missed out was on is, you see here I've got shorts available because I went and got shares actually, so I'm going to use this chart here. It's just easier for me. Once again, what do? I go into the daily chart. I mark out once again we've got this gap here. I mark out the close price. You see how this is just perfect because it's got I believe it had no news. It's got a moving average there, 20 there, 9 there. So it's running into the moving averages. They're going to become key resistance areas. It's just another wall they've got to break through as well. So that was really good for me to see there from a shorting perspective. The high of that candle was 640, but basically I was playing off this 620 area. That was the close of this candle here, and then I don't know why I've got 567 marked out. I think that was I think these two are from the daily. The 530 was from the daily. But you see how that 620, 640 area. So what happened is not a lot of volume, but come up, made this big squeeze. Oh, that's why. Yeah, you see, I marked out the whole area. That was why. Oh yeah, the 530 was the gap. So it got halted here at 530. Made this big move up again to. I'm gonna get rid of that because we don't need that. Made this big move up here. Once it got halted again, that's where I got interested. That's where I allocated my shares to short. I thought if it goes up to the 650 area, which it did, or if it goes into a third hole, I will be looking to short it. Allocated my shares at the open. You see it opened here. It made a brief push all the way up to where exactly was it? 650 was the exact high, and then it just tanked. It tanked very quick. Couldn't get in, and then you see how it just sold off, and it was just a perfect play basically. Because when these stocks gap up, especially on lower volume, 1, 2, 3, it just becomes so extended. We always get a gap below, and we get a fill below basically. Very rarely they continue up. I know OPTT, but stocks that keep halting on the way up are parabolic, and then they don't happen that often. Even ABIO didn't do that. But one thing we did have here, it's not. Once again, it left a gap in the stock, and that's the main thing. Gaps become these magnets, and that's definitely what I'm learning right now. Gaps become magnets, key areas to go to or return to, and it's only a 1 cent magnet. But this I'm going to try and get a bit closer, and this is why I'm more confident of getting in short as well, because these gaps want to be filled. So I'll just delete this area, but you see how it almost touched it here, but it didn't quite fill it. This closed, this halted at exactly 530. And this came down to 531. So what I do is I just mark out this area here, 530. That's a potential area it can return to. So once we got this in at 650, I've got a good idea that this could return down to 530, and it did, and more. And you see how it sort of become a bit of resistance there, broke through, but then it's just selling off now. So that was it for today. So missed that big opportunity on ears. That would have been pretty much almost a $1 move. Missed them, great opportunity on NSPR. So missed a lot of opportunities today, but hey ho, I'm green. I've learned more. I've gained more money than I started with today. I've learned, been in the market again, and I hope that all made sense for you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please give the video a like. It really helps me out, and I really, really appreciate it. And it's last day tomorrow, and then we've got the weekend. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.